Hmm.
So it is cool if we record and like use this on YouTube and our website.
Yes,
Cool. Awesome. All right. Yeah, let's jump in. So I guess to kick it off, let's just your name and then how you got into skiing and snowboarding, because I guess you do both, right?
I do both. But yeah, skiing is definitely my main discipline. I would say at this point, it's my mainer love. But so my name is Tyler Glick, and I started skiing when I was 10. Just my school had a ski club in the fifth grade, and I was like, that seems like a lot of fun. I'll want to try it. And I wanted to snowboard at first. I thought, oh, snowboarding's cool. I want to do the snowboard and stuff. But it was kind of like the parents were like, you're gonna ski first, and then like after that, you can try snowboarding. So I was like, okay, whatever, and just I started skiing, and it was really fun. And then I did try snowboarding like 2 years after that, and man, that was hard. I got it eventually, but lots of falling on your knees and butt at the start of that for sure. And probably
Uh,
would have helped if I took a good lesson with an Aussie, instructor, but that didn't happen. So
I mean, you said a couple years later, so you're like 12 or 13 when you started snowboarding then?
yeah, it was probably something like that. But I feel like I snowboarded less than I skied always because I'd picked up skiing quick first. So that just like became it's like your primary language. I feel like whatever that is like you start with is like what you kind of know the best a little bit is how I felt with it.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it's
I'm
all
glad you
fun.
chose the right one.
Snowboarding. Yeah, me too. If it
But
was easy, they call it snowboarding, right?
yeah. No, that's cool. Uh, where did you start snowboarding or skiing, and where did you start? What was your like, home resort?
I started at Brandywine Ski Resort in Peninsula, Northeast Ohio. There's two ski resorts like brother sisters right next to one another, like a couple miles apart, a couple minutes down the road, Boston Mills and Brandywine. And it was like the type of thing like you get a lift ticket at the one place, it would work at the other place. But my ski clubs would go to Brandywine, and yeah, that's how I learned to ski. We would do a lesson each week. We would go on Fridays, and being that age, like around 10, early teens, whatever, maybe like a little less than 10, like dude, that's just the best time. Like you're getting into trouble, you're little like brats, just going whatever skiing. It's like, it's school, we can go do whatever we want and ski. That was just, yeah, the best times hanging with friends and having fun skiing and stuff, learning it. So that was awesome. I love ski club.
That sounds like a blast. So I assume you had like friends that were in ski club too, then, or were you? Did you just?
Yeah, it was well, it was basically just my friend group. We kind of all did it together. So it was like everyone was like, yeah, let's go do this thing. And I'm pretty sure for most of us, that's how we learned. Um, I can't really remember, but I think a lot of us were like never evers, and we picked it up. So yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, that's that seems to be like how a lot of people got into it. So I'm glad to hear that. Um, yeah, no, that's cool. And then so if you started at 10 and you're now are you 25,
I'm
24,
I'm 25. I'm
25?
25. So it's been 15 years, decade and a half.
Okay, so I mean, I know I was out west with you for a month, but what's I guess I never found a real answer. What's kept you for the past decade and a half in the sport?
It's fun.
Um,
It's just good old fashioned fun.
Good old fashioned fun.
It's just good old fashioned fun. And I guess, oh man, time goes too quickly. So technically, as I started instructing now, it would have been in like 2018 as a ski, and I did snowboard instructing too. Um, but so which is now, is that 7 years, 6 years ago? So for like almost half of my skiing career, I've now been an instructor. I guess if we look at that ratio of like in 2018, I think I would have skied for 10 years at that point. and now we've thrown another 5 or 6 years on top of that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, 2018, 2024, that'd be 6 going on 7 years, right? Something like that.
Yeah, something. And I think I always would have still skied if it wasn't for, if I didn't become a ski instructor. It was always fun. I would like to take a trip, or two out west or out east, somewhere to a bigger resort if possible. But so I think I always would have done it. But yeah, becoming a snow sports instructor, I think helps you enjoy it also in like a different way. Um, that becomes fun. There's meeting other instructor friends, that have the passion for the sport. Passing it on to new people is really fun, and also gamifying it a little bit of trying to figure out how well you can, get how good you can get at the sport yourself. For like your physical abilities or becoming a good instructor. It's like a game, right? If you want to get better at like the game of golf or something, your objective is like, okay, I want to get better at this and you know make par, whatever. Make so skiing is kind of the same way too. It's like, okay, how good can I get? How comfortable can I get on this equipment and get second nature with it?
That's a good way of putting it. I mean, I guess it's like that for all sports, but I liked what you said about how the passing it on to other people, the instructing. I know for me that's been like a really big thing. I guess deepening my love for the sport, and yeah, just I guess watching someone when they're struggling and then being able to help them. That's just I don't know that feeling. It's like indescribable.
Yeah, it feels a little bit like me, or for me, like a karmic duty a little bit. It's like now we become the ski instructor. It's like I remember like my first day ever being on skis. Faintly, I was pretty young, but like I remember that first lesson and like walking in a circle, doing a star, walking in a circle, little side steps and everything. And it's just, you kind of come full circle eventually. It's like, okay, now I get to pass that forward a little bit. It's my duty. I've enjoyed this so much. Let's help some more people get into it. It was good times.
Yeah, yeah, certainly. Um, and I mean, part of it that's a big part of it. I don't know if this is for you too, but uh, the like the free flowing and just like that self expression, being able to I don't know a regular person sees like a divot in the snow and we see like a side hit. Um, I don't know. That's a big one for me. Does that like hit for you or no?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that no, that like a playground. It's like a snow playground out there. That's always fun. And like the first time I went out west to a big resort, I went to Park City Mountain Resort, which was like mind blowing. And coming from an East Coast Ohio skier where we don't have big hills, we went in like November and it was a horrible winter. Like like a handful of runs were open. It was like, if
Yeah,
Park City area, it was like Bonanza and like Home Run were like the only things open, payday lift, and I didn't even care. I was like, this is so cool. The trails take so long and like there's side hits everywhere. So you're like going up the side, jumping the stuff. Like that was peak. That was peak skiing right there. That was great. I love side hits.
I love that. I love that's how it was for me when I went out to Colorado. It was the same thing. Like 3 runs were open at each resort, and but it was exactly that. Like there were just side hits all over the place, and you could go. It was like being a little kid again, just getting to go. I don't know, goof off.
Yeah. Something about sliding around on snow, I think just kind of brings out your inner kid. It feels like this is so silly. This is a good time.
It does, but it also gives you like, I mean, you can get a little pucker factor going at some points.
Yeah, yeah, you can. Sometimes the side hit's bigger than it looked,
Yeah,
like the cliff, like that, the infamous Rosebud Cliff.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes there's not snow where you think there's snow.
or sometimes the snow is a lot further away. Like,
Yeah,
oh, the next snow that's now coming at me is 15 feet away. Oops.
and it's flat. Hmm. Slope
Yep,
runaway.
brace for impact.
Whoops. Oh, I'll never forget that Rosebud Cliff. That that
Me
one hurt.
neither. Yeah, you're a real one for taking that. And I got to witness it. I was the only witness, I think, in my own eyes. I couldn't believe what I was watching.
Yeah, Emma was still up around the corner. She hadn't come down yet. It was
You know,
hmm.
are you editing these, or are you just gonna keep them raw? Because I feel like if you're not going to edit them, we at least need to give a little context for that.
Yeah, you
Just
can go.
so
Yeah, drop some content. It'll be
it's
completely so.
Rosebud at Deer Valley is just a little green run at part of the resort, but there's a big side hit relatively where normally it's like you go to the side and then you just go up and then ski back down like that. And if you were to fall off the side, you're coming to the flat. But it was late season, so you go up, but then there was no snow here to come back down. And Christian kind of hit that, not knowing that, and basically just totally went up and flew off to flat, like 15 feet drop. It was unbelievable. It's right after like the little wall thing on Rosebud. So if you're familiar with Deer Valley, you'll know where what that is. And somehow he got right up. We have a picture. We have some
You get
pictures of the aftermath. He was chilling on the ground, and it was awesome. So kudos for that. That was a good fall, and I'm really glad you didn't get hurt.
I remember like whacking my head on the ground, and then like my front teeth all went numb. And Tyler's like, "Are you okay?" And he's like trying not to, trying his hardest not to laugh. And then Emma skis up, and Tyler's like taking his skis off and going around taking pictures of all the different angles. I'm like,
When I knew once I realized you were okay, I was like,
oh
I
yeah,
got to take a picture of this. I got to like I really wanted to laugh really bad. It was one of those things where it's like it's really funny, but also serious. So I was like, oh my God, like that looked so stupid. Because
well
like
yeah, if you
if anyone else knew that there was no snow there, it's like, what are you doing? But it was a mistake, it was an accident.
yeah, no, I'm sure from the side it did look pretty dumb. I'm sure of
It looked
that.
like a bird, a baby bird getting ready to take its first flight and then just like falling out of the tree.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Yeah,
Good times.
good times.
Anywho,
I can't wait to get back out there. I'm
me
stoked.
neither. I'm repping right now. Well, not Deer Valley, but just the sport. I have my Holiday Valley
Oh yeah,
drinking
Holiday Valley.
glass.
That's a good
Got
one.
all
That
the
was,
good stuff on there.
I think that was the first like resort that I went to outside of snow trails.
Yeah, that was one of my resorts that as I kind of gradually went bigger and bigger. So Boston Mills Brandywine, much like Snow Trails, is about 250 feet, vert. Then I had gone to Peak and Peak, which is about 400-ish, whatever feet of vert in New York. Then I went to Holiday Valley, which is like 750 feet. So, little by little, like incrementally going up. And Holiday is coming from a small resort like us. Holiday is pretty huge for what it is. It was a
Yeah,
really cool place. Great stepping stone in
no,
that
they've got like
progression.
it's really nice that they have like that little village down there. Well, I don't know if you'd call it like a village, but like,
Yeah, like Ellicottville,
well,
which
I mean,
is
it's right at the base, you know. But
okay. Like yeah, they have a lot of great lodges there at the base, like Yodeler and Mardi Gras,
yeah,
whatnot. It's really cool place.
it feels like a. I guess maybe at that age it was like it seemed like I was out west, coming from, like you said, those smaller resorts where it's max 200 feet.
It's easy to not be. It's easy to stay humble when you came from Ohio.
It is. It's also
It's like you can be happy with a lot of stuff.
yeah. And then you hear students complaining about like skiing on ice, and it's hard pack. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
only you
West
knew.
Coast ice. West Coast ice is a East Coast powder.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
buddy, if you
Like
only
that's
knew.
what our edges are for, guys. We're supposed to use them. They're sharp and stuff and metal,
Yeah,
use them.
just don't freeze. Freezing is like the worst thing you can do.
Yep. Don't bowling ball.
Uh, I had a kid bowling. Well, it wasn't really her fault. Uh, it was one day. It was just nuking at Deer Valley, and I was in this lesson, and we just made it off like uh, what is it, Nat's Eye, and I didn't even take him to Deer Hollow
Mm.
because I knew it wouldn't be worth it. We'd be walking down, but we went up to Success, and this little girl, the snow was so deep up there, she couldn't turn her legs. She had no independent leg rotation. I mean, she just hucked it down the hill until she hit like a little local that didn't get groomed out. Oh, she flew like 15 feet. I thought for sure she broke something.
That's that's the beauty of the sport.
Mm,
It happens.
it does.
We have crashes here and there.
Hey, but she had fun, I think.
Yeah. I'm sure she won't forget it. I'm sure she's gonna look back one day and say, I had the craziest thing happen when I was skiing.
She
Like
came
I
back
went all the way down the hill and it exploded.
by her own volition or her parents forcing her to. She was back the next day. So
Sometimes you need a little push.
all
And
counted it.
hey, just think if you always tried to quit the second you felt like quitting, you might not have stuck with a lot of things in life. Sometimes you need a little buddy or some tough love from a friend to say, you know what, go back out there, give it another go. That was, give it another try.
Which that's the nice thing about being that instructor. You get to build the trust, and then if it doesn't work, they hopefully still trust you to try it again. If you do it
Yeah,
right.
yeah, definitely. It's it's not easy to be a great or perfect. I don't want to say perfect. It's not easy to be a great or fantastic instructor. I would say it takes a lot of people skills, probably foremost. To be with people when they're vulnerable or they're afraid in a situation, trying to learn new things. You don't want to push them too hard, too slow. You don't want to make them feel, demean them or anything. So it really does take a lot of tact and care just on that end of things to be there for someone and help them, especially if they're afraid.
Yeah, definitely. That's what that problem solving of like how far can I push you and how far is too far without ever reaching that too far point. So you lose that trust. I love that. Like, I don't know, just getting to figure that out on the fly in a lesson. That's a lot of fun, at least for me. But
You're frozen on my end. Oh, are we back?
I think we're back.
Okay. Yeah, it was a little freeze there.
Huh. Okay. Uh, anyway, I was saying getting to figure out like how far you can push them without going too far, and hopefully never reaching that too far. That's always fun to figure out on the fly, just in the middle of a lesson.
Yeah,
The problem
it is.
solving.
It's fun. It's a dynamic
Yeah.
teaching, and skiing and learning, it's that it really is the student teacher partnership, the learning partnership,
Hmm.
between like teacher, student trying to push each other, student trying to push himself a little bit, that give and take. Like you said, don't break the rope, don't push too hard. But it's like you're never gonna learn if you're just right there and you're never trying anything. You gotta try a little bit, keep them on
Yeah. Yeah.
a leash and let the leash get a little bit longer.
Yep. Nudge him out of that comfort zone a little bit, little by little.
Yeah.
Um, trying to think of a question. I guess what would be if you had to put it in a couple, like two or three words? I don't know. Um, community, um, helping people. Um, what would you? what would you put it as the main reasons why you stayed? I know you said fun, but there's something behind that fun.
For
You're like,
skiing,
yeah, yeah,
I would say it's adventure,
okay,
um, exhilaration, and maybe exploration is why I like skiing and why I stuck with it.
okay. So I don't want to put words in your mouth, but like what I'm hearing is like to me, what that sounds like is like getting to go new places, seeing the different terrain, and like, yes, no,
Yeah, yeah, I would say so. And even if it's only at one place, adventure and exploration and everything, it's like I think it's cool. I think of skis as like a vehicle, in a way, or like going on a hike, but with equipment on. Sometimes it's just fun to be in that in the nature, right? It's beautiful, and you're able to see where you can get to, and like a lot of runs or ski trails, I feel like I don't ski them in like the normal way. It's like we're not going down the fall line and just zigzag, making perfect turns. Like I ski so dumb if I'm like somewhere new. We're at Snowbird for like the first time, and I'm like traversing across like 20 trails, just because I'm like, oh, I wonder what's over here. It's like, oh, that's a huge 50-foot cliff. Well, time to hike back the other way. But that's what I think is fun, is like finding the little niche and being like, oh, this is awesome here. And I just love that kind of feeling. It's like going on a hike with skis on. I don't know how else to explain it, but that's exploration, adventure. It's a good time.
yeah, it is. It is like hiking with skis on. And, that did bring back some
Maybe
memories.
maybe
Snowbird.
we should get into backcountry more. I don't know. I guess
I,
that'd be even more hiking with skis on.
I don't know. I guess I got to get Beacon in an avalanche or think balloon.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
yeah, all that good stuff.
Speaking of which, did you see those two dudes that were killed in the back? I don't mean to bring the subject down, but did you see the two dudes that
Oh,
died out in Utah?
when was it?
I want to say like maybe at this point a month ago, maybe a month
I
and a
did
half.
not.
It was like early May.
Was it just backcountry somewhere?
Yeah, they were just skiing backcountry, and I think it was like a 23-year-old and 32-year-old. They got caught in an avalanche.
Hmm. It's sad. It's but I find it really philosophical in a way. Like it kind of makes me question life a little bit and the wonders of like backcountry skiing deaths, because we all, you know, anytime you hear about that, it's an avalanche, right, or just something goes wrong, right? I mean, you can get yourself killed in a ski resort if you're
Yeah.
doing the wrong, if you get unlucky or you're doing the wrong things, right? Like Mayflower Bowl, but it's kind of like interesting, right?
You had some experience
Mayflower
there.
Bowl backwards,
Yeah.
but it's like you always hear people talking about, at least they went down doing what they love and whatnot. And I feel like it really does make you think about that. It's like, it's a weird situation, the idea of people perishing, while they're so close and while they're engaged really in what they enjoy. I don't know. It kind of is, it's somber but kind of beautiful in a way, a little bit, when you hear about that. It's just the yin and yang, I think, of the sport and life. It's important to be safe, but you know, it's just, I think, as skiers, we know what we kind of always know the risks a little bit in the back of our heads. If we're doing things like that, if we're doing backcountry, if we're skiing steep, hairy double black diamonds,
Backwards wedge
I
down both
think
sides.
in my mind, that's kind of, I've signed the waiver, right? We bought
Yeah.
the lift ticket, we signed the waiver, and you just got to respect it. You really got to respect the sport. It's not t-ball,
I think that's part of what
or
makes
at
it.
least it doesn't have to be, and that's part of what makes it fun.
Yeah. Just like, I could die here. Like, maybe I shouldn't fall.
Yeah, Yeah. And we're in it together, you know. When you go out with someone else, it's like, hey, you know, it's like let's try to survive.
Yeah,
It'll be good.
at least you got like someone you know to tell other people if you died or not, rather than like some random ski patroller.
Yep. Get it on video.
Yeah,
Yep.
usually they don't die if it's on video.
True. True.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, that got pretty morbid,
Yeah, it did. It did.
but
Um,
it's a real part of the sport, you know, skiing and injuries. So I think it was worth a little segue.
yeah, no, it is, and yeah, happy thoughts. But I do want to respect your time. I told you it'd be capped at half an hour. We're at about 25 minutes. So, do you have anything else to add, or
Um, I would just say if I mean, I feel like anyone that would be watching these interviews or whatnot are probably already immersed in skiing and probably in ski instructing and or snow sport instructing in general. But um, if you're not for whatever reason, give it a try. Give skiing a try. If you already are a skier and you're thinking about maybe trying out snow sport instructing, give it a try. See if you like it. And that's a lot of my fun with skiing recently is happened, you know, as a result of becoming a ski instructor with friends I met, like yourself, Christian. You know, I've met a lot of great friends ski instructing at different resorts. Skiing has become fun in a different new way for me as well because it becomes, like I said, about trying to see how much you can push your own limits with skiing. Like, oh, can I learn new techniques or can I improve my skiing? Become a better skier, whatnot. And ski instructors are the right type of people to be around if you want to do that because you're always pushing each other. And it's usually you look ahead, you know, at the top of the mountain, all these people that are like those really good instructors. It's like, man, these guys are like insane. And they're like, you're getting the trickle down from those guys and like how to become a better skier. And it's really cool. And it feels like it lets you keep progressing and having fun with it along the way.
yeah,
So yeah, give skiing or ski instructing a try if you have not done that.
could not agree more. And you also get the lessons for free at that point. You get
That's
equipment.
right.
So, yeah. All right, man. Well, thank you for doing this. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I think it's really cool that you're doing these interviews, and I'm looking forward to seeing seeing them all, you know, as they start to come out.
Yeah, I'll start. I'll let you know when I upload this one, and I'll probably do them all at once. Yeah, man. Cool.
Cool. Well, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good night, and I'm sure I'll see you soon. So,
Yes, sir.
all
You
right.
as well, man.
Yep. Take care, Tyler.
Take it easy, buddy. You too.